Well, we're back. It's about a week later. Brought a specialist with us this time in the blue. And last time, as you undoubtedly saw in the video, we were woefully unprepared for what we discovered. It was also toward the end of the day. And we both had the impression that there was more to this mine than was in the last video. So we came back with all of our gear this time. Did not make the mistake of underestimating things a second time. And we're curious to see what else might be here. On the way out last time, we found this old road that runs down to the mine, which was in the direction the guys are walking. We're gonna head down there in a minute and see what else might be here for this initially wildly underappreciated mine. Well, look at that. Our instincts were correct. We are up above the first adit that we checked out. You can see there's another one here, wide open, even more accessible than the last one, which is great. Obviously water coming out, so glad we have the waders. And if you look back here, probably kind of hard to tell on your screen in 2 dimensions, but it looks like there's actually a pretty big waste rock pile here, all through there. So pretty curious about the size of this one, because the last one went farther than I expected based on the waste rock pile, and this one actually looks like it's a pretty big waste rock pile. So if it's not caved, this one has got good potential. So we'll suit up and get in and check it out. All right, here we are up on the adit, first look. Us being all suited up like this and coming back guarantees it's either caved or gonna be a terrible, terrible adit, but we're here to run it out nonetheless. First impression?
Hard to tell. But it looks like it pinches out, gets real narrow.
Oh, sweet, that's just what we like. At least we got away from the mosquitoes.
Yeah. It almost looks like there's like...
That's more modern.
The floor is kind of squared off up there.
Oh yeah?
It's not, it's just... It looks kind of like there's sleep boxes on the floor, but I think it's just the trick of the eye.
It's just so much more nice than doing it barefoot.
Yeah. It looks like I can see the end.
Oh, great.
But that's what we said about the last one.
That is true. That is true. I was convinced that last one was done. This is almost like backfill we're walking over right now.
Yeah.
This stuff doesn't seem like it caved.
Alright, we just got deep mud. There might be a hole there actually.
Huh.
Down on that side.
Glad you found that. Definitely got deeper. It's up over my knees now. You can tell this is an older adit because my head is almost touching the top or the back.
Whoa.
What?
Okay, I'm waiting for you to come right up next to me.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm coming slowly. Good echo here, which is nice, but anyway, what I was saying is this is older and adit, obviously, because of the smaller size. Oh wow, I think I got your...
So yeah, I thought it was getting shallower, but it's not, it's the same depth.
Yeah, it's just
You just walk through this
crust.
It's just soft, it's like it's not even there.
That's what I went through in the last one.
Yeah, it's like I don't even feel it there. What I do feel is the pinhole leak on my right calf.
I think I might have one as well. My right leg is Feels like it's colder than it should be.
It looks like a collapse with a mud dam in front of it.
Yeah, it does. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it does look collapsed, but we also thought that in the last one, so we will run this out.
Ooh, look at these colors over here. That rainbow petroleum slick kind of thing.
Now, I'm used to seeing this.
All right, it's thick now.
Okay. I'm used to seeing this in placer mines. I don't think I've ever seen this in a load mine before.
Nice.
I'm actually glad you're up front because it gives the viewers a chance to see.
I'm not.
Gives the viewers a chance to see what's involved.
Oh yeah, I never really get to see you doing it till after the fact. All right, I might be able to get up and over this.
That's what I was.
If we can
Yeah.
get through this. Is there a guy following us?
There is a guy behind us, yes.
How you doing? Hey, good.
Yeah, it's just good. I'm glad you viewers get to see the realities of my exploring. I think a lot of you underestimate what's involved with just me talking behind the camera, but
All right, I'm about to hit clear water, so it's gonna probably start
cool.
coming at you.
Send it. It's already coming. That's pretty mild.
Yeah, sometimes it's pretty dramatic, Mike, and like this will just rush out past you. It's kind of nice, it drains it a bit.
Definitely over the knees now. Yeah, this is really, I don't think I've ever seen this in a load mine before. Can we get up and over?
So far, yeah.
Right on. This is obviously slow going. There's a look at the mineralization in here.
I think we hit plaster.
Really? I mean, that makes sense. I was just saying, I have only seen some placer mines.
Oh yeah.
If you guys didn't hear, he said he thinks that we've hit placer. There's some quartz right there, some load quartz. Are you in a stope or is that just caved or what?
Cave placer.
Wow. All right, I probably gonna need my hands, so.
I'm pretty sure we're done.
Oh, okay.
There's a chamber on the other side. Just a continuation of a collapse and plaster back.
Okay. If you didn't hear that, he thinks that we're done because there's a chamber, but it's, okay. Keeps going?
Technically, it's not comforting. You lose that echo 100%. It's dead in here.
Yeah, well, that's placer mines for you.
You can see a little delamination coming off the back.
Is there room for me to come up next to you?
We'll make it work, yeah.
Okay, I'll pick up there, viewers. I just crawled up from down there, and I'm up where Jake was, and then Jake has crawled into the next chamber, which he says is all placer material, and indeed, there is placer here, which I'm surprised to see, given the geology of this area. I did not expect to see this here. Yeah, there are placer. And, you know, the ancient river channels did run through here, but I'm surprised to see it at this exact location. But they definitely hit it. And you can see pick marks in the dirt. So somebody's been picking away at this. So does that chamber go, or is that the end of the line?
Technically goes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just it's tight. Keep staying tight.
All right. Well.
Again, it looks like it's going to end immediately, but.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I know how that goes. All right, I guess I'll meet you guys in that chamber. All right, there's our friend Mike, where I was just shooting from. I'm in the placer chamber with Jake now. That's our only possible avenue forward. So he's squeezing in there to assess the viability of continuing. You see all this material has come down in here. It looks like it used to run in that direction at one time, but that's all caved in. You can see more of the placer material here. We're obviously right on the contact zone. This is all placer above, and then serpentine and clay below where I'm sitting. Yeah, see the distinctive rounded river rocks. All right, he's coming back. So I'm taking that as a no-go?
Yeah, it just collapse after collapse until it pinches out finally. You can see the really old timber sets.
Oh, really?
They're mostly rotten.
But you can still see them, that's cool.
They're still sitting there, but yeah, it's just the back, those layers of clay about that thick just have delaminated one after another. Like this, just
stacked up and layered, yeah, pancaked. Yeah.
Technically it keeps going, but you got about that much space. So you don't really want to touch the any of this.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a shame given the size of the waste rock pile outside. I wonder if this was always a placer mine or if this was an accidental discovery.
Well, the southern part of this mine is called out as a lode.
Right. The first one we went in was definitely a lode. So
yeah, maybe we don't really have any other placer mines nearby.
Yeah, this as I said in the video, this was a surprise to me. All right, well, let's back out of this and hike around some more. And see what else.
It's a little speculation, but we are above the 5x7 right now. They might not have even seen this when they were mining.
That's what I was wondering, yeah. That's what I meant when I said accidental, yeah.
This could have been like those guys in the 80s who poked in here, might have found it. And that might have been who was picking up in this.
Right.
Because look, they're picking on that shelf looking for
right there, yeah.
Looking for gold sitting on the bedrock.
Exactly. Yeah, I wonder if the original miners even knew that there was placer here. Hard to say. Well, so that's 2 adits here. And I'm curious if there might be others, so let's keep poking around, see what else we might find. Seems like a promising area. That's the adit we just checked out. The first adit that we visited is in that direction, sort of over this ridge here. And there's a trail running straight in that direction. So we'll follow that and see where it links up. I'm assuming it links up to the other mine, or the other adit, excuse me. And hopefully there'll be something along the way. That's cool. We've been following the trail through the woods there and have come out into a meadow here. And got these big black oaks here. Gives you a pretty good idea actually of how this would have looked, because the forest that you see around us now is not natural at all. In the past there were regular wildfires coming through clearing all this out. Got the big black oaks you saw, a couple tall ponderosas there, but it would have been much more open in the past. Now, the reason I turned the camera on though is not to give you a lesson in natural history. Another big ponderosa down there, but because it seems like there might have been a homestead or something here. I don't know if it was for the mine or just, you know, some settlers living out in the woods or something, but there are remains of a rock foundation here. Probably easier to tell in person. And then something I thought was really interesting, on this black oak behind me, I noticed that spike sticking out of it. It looks like a pick. Like some miner just slammed it into the oak 150 years ago and then just left it here. But that's what that looks like. I mean, it's really embedded, but it's still got a fairly sharp point. That's pretty cool seeing that. And then this is a gorgeous black oak. It's probably hundreds of years old. It's got a big trunk. Like I said, this black oak's been here for a while. We're gonna cruise around the meadow. It looks like there are the remains of an old miner's trail or road running down there. So we'll cruise down there and see what might be down there. It's almost impossible to see on the camera, but we just followed the traces of this old mining road down from that meadow up above. And look what is down here. Other than the obligatory Mylar balloon that we always run across out in the woods, deserts, and everywhere else, there's an adit right there in front of us going right into hard rock. So this greatly underestimated mine is delivering once again, and this one looks more promising than the last one. I like the solid rock here. So we'll suit up and get in there and check that out. All right, let's head in and see what we're working with. Looks like there's a big step down right in the beginning here, coming off this rock, which looks like it is ground fall from the back overhead. So that's gonna get up to my belly button really quickly in a second here. It's always a bit of a, even though you got the waders on, it's always a little bit of a shock.
I think Mike's gonna get wet on this one.
I think he is too. But that's how you earn your merit points and move up.
I'm sure he empties his pockets.
That's a good idea.
Empty your pockets, you're getting wet. It's going right up to your balls. Just for a minute.
I think I see rail. I see two distinctive lines in front of me. Kind of hard to tell in the shimmering water, but I see two distinctive lines that I suspect are rail. Let's look at some of the color in here. Yeah, that's got to be rail. That's a good sign. And I can see about 100 feet ahead, and it just goes, so that's a good sign. Looks like it, I don't know, hopefully it's not the end. Every time I've thought that might be the end in this mine, though, it's not, so. Yeah. It's chilly.
It's pouring into my boot.
Oh,
like
man.
Full
That's
failure of the
brutal.
waders. This is their last trip.
Look at this. It's almost like barnacles. You see that?
Yeah.
That's interesting. It really looks like a seascape on the top or the back of the attic. Ooh, and look at all these crystals. Oh, wow. Look at all these crystals here that have grown on the quartz itself. That's a quartz vein right there. And it's got all these crystals growing on it. That's really cool. It's got yellow down here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got a leak as well.
I brought extra shorts today.
That's probably a good idea. You can really see the quartz vein clearly, especially when it's contrasted with the crystal growth around it. This is really interesting. Ooh, that might be a collapse. Don't have a good feeling about that.
Hey, Mike.
Okay, I definitely have a rail. I can see it more clearly.
Yeah, my right boot's cold.
Quartz vein all along here, so obviously a lode mine, and it seems they were just following the vein, running at it on the vein. Yeah, that looks like a collapse. Water's getting shallower.
Ooh, did you see this millipede?
Oh, I know, I missed that.
That's a nice millipede.
See more of the quartz vein right there. Got the quartz and the iron, which, you know, that old expression about gold riding an iron horse. Wow, there's a lot of quartz back here. Is there any quartz on the right? Or was it all on the
Up over
left?
my head there was a really iron encrusted vein.
Oh, looks like we can get up there. I don't know if we can get beyond yet, but
At least get out of the water.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm walking on the rail.
Yeah, it's definitely a rail. I wasn't sure at first, but
First time I felt it.
thought that was carbide.
Oh, here's some steel too.
Oh, strap rail?
Pretty thick if it's strap rail.
See the scratch marks on the side? I don't know if that's old pick marks or what, but alright, let's get out of the water. More of the quartz vein on the left. Okay, I think we're in business. I don't know if this is ground fall or they were, speaking of ground fall, big rock just fell on my back. All right, we're definitely still in business.
This is a big piece of ground fall. I can't believe it didn't pinch off the vein.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if this was ground fall or, oh, it was an ore car.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'll give Mike a chance to catch up.
There's an ore car down there. Anyway, yeah, a nasty bit of ground fall here that obviously trapped this poor ore car.
That cone underwater.
Yeah,
Is that sediment or is that an ore car wheel?
I don't know.
I thought it was like dripping off the ceiling.
So did I, but now you got me wondering. Huh. I'm gonna get down there. I'm gonna get out of this ground fall section. Don't know how deep this is right here. Oh, okay, it's fine. Just climbed down off that pile of ground fall that Jake's on. Pretty ugly spot actually, but look at this ore car pinned under here. It came down on the front of it, which is all trapped under there. You can still see the carriage, undercarriage here. There's one of the wheels right there. Pretty big ore car actually. There's a lever to unhook it. As you can see, there's the bottom of the hook. Pretty cool. And then a lot of quartz running through here.
Got some pictures here.
Still running. Pretty thick vein. The vein is probably 2.5 feet thick there. And then it looks like it ends there, but doesn't. It goes to the right. So pretty curious to see what's ahead. That mound, that weird mound in front of us has disappeared. And I don't feel anything, so I'm assuming that was not an ore car wheel. But yeah, that's really cool. I wonder how old that is and how long it's been here. Obviously an older collapse. You can see where the side is delaminating right there. And it's dumped all this material down in front of me. See how it's literally, maybe you can't see that in 2 dimensions easily, but if I put a little shadow on it, see how that's all, that crust is all peeling off. Obviously a fault line, so I'm not surprised that they were mining the stone, because you can see where the quartz bubbled up when it was in liquid form along the fault line there. And so the miners simply mined out that mineral rich zone on the fault line. And I am curious about what is ahead. See, now the vein is over our head. I don't see it on the right, or excuse me, my left anymore. Okay, I see more ground fall up ahead, but we're still in business. So now the vein is on my right. And so you can see the miners shifted over to the right. They were on this heading. You see, I originally intended to go that, and then they noticed the quartz was going to the right, so they went to the right. There are the remains of a structure up here. Absolutely gigantic log right there. I see some metal and timbers here, which makes me a little concerned there might be a winze somewhere. So I am actually not going to walk there. I'm going to walk over here. That could be the head frame for a winze dropping down there possibly. And we know there's nothing there because that big rock is there.
And some drill steel next to your feet.
Is there? Oh yeah, he's right.
Sticking out of the water.
Right there. See some old drill steel. Okay. Hopefully one of you can volunteer to stand next to that log so somebody can see how, or the viewers can see how big it is.
I'm gonna wait for Mike to make sure he stays to the right.
Okay. And it keeps going up there to the left. Huge amount of quartz here. Sorry, this is slow going. You guys, there are a lot of obstacles and hazards. Like that, just sink into a hole. So this is just a huge blob of quartz right here. See, there he is. There's Jake next to that log. You mind putting your hand on that again? Yeah, that's big. I don't know what they're using that for, but that's big. And I wonder what was going on here. It looks like might have been running that back. No, I thought they might have run that back more, but it just ends right there. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if they just dumped a bunch of backfill here or what, because you've got all these timbers here.
Winds could be underneath us and they backfilled it.
True, true.
Because otherwise this looks like it should be an ore chute.
Exactly, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Because it didn't come from over our heads. Don't know on that one. Unless there's something here, but find out the hard way in just a second. Look at that big chunk of quartz.
See how flaky
Right there.
and layered this quartz is here?
Yeah, this is interesting. It's really
crumbly.
really flaky and crumbly. I suspect that cave section was like this, because that was bad news. See the roots? We're pretty far underground, but
Mike,
you see roots right
the
there.
wall here. This side. No, this side. And just assume there's an open pit right there.
All right, this keeps going. I see another ground fall section ahead, but I'll keep going. You guys might want to let me get across this first in case there's something here in front of us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all quartz. I just balanced myself on the quartz here, and then there's, you see the vein? There's a line of the vein right there, and then all quartz through here. I'm walking right through the middle of the vein, essentially. Whoa. Sinking. That was a little disconcerting. It just kept sinking and sinking. There's a lot of stuff on the ground, you guys,
Yeah.
which obviously you can't see, but be careful.
Can you find the rail?
No. There's timbers and all kinds of rock and stuff down here, so be careful. Anyway, vein there, quartz vein all around us. Oh, this is tough going. And it looks like it continues. Looks like just all quartz all through here. And then right in front of me, see all the drill steel sort of stockpiled and stacked up right there? I'm walking on a bunch of it too, I can feel it. Looks like single jack. Some more timbers. And I'm walking on a bunch.
Yeah.
The vein turned to stringers through here, but then that's all quartz over there, so it obviously widens out over here. More vein. See this mineralized little hangers right there. And then this is interesting. There's a huge pile in front of us. Solid quartz with something sticking out of it. Okay, walking on a bunch of timbers. Now this is actually ground fall. You see where it all caved down from that soft exposed section to create this big chamber. And I don't know what this in front of us was yet. A bunch of timbers here. Obviously the miners had some concern about this section. There's still a lot of quartz, so I can see where that kept pushing. I'm gonna let the others catch up a bit and see if we can figure out what this is. And then it does keep, this mine keeps going. Oh wow, it really keeps going. Keeps going as far as I can see up ahead. So, and there's some timbers here. And then you can see the vein really clearly right there. Oh, look at this piece that delaminated. Just that flake right there. See how thin that is? Really flaky, crumbly material through here. Another quartz stringer vein right over my head. Huh. All right, like I said, I'm gonna let the others catch up before we proceed down there and see what the deal is down there. After some discussion, we decided that it could well be a homemade fin hoe. Kind of has
the plate bolted
yeah,
to a threaded rod. See the threads there.
yeah. I can see us doing something like that if we needed a fin hoe. Okay, so continuing, it looks like it might end up there, but we've thought that multiple times for this mine. So we're gonna push it out and see. It's gotta be shallower, given how spacious it looks up here. Very black water here from all the accumulated. Whoa! That's not shallow.
That's a shame. It looks pretty shallow.
Yeah, I just took a tumble. But if you look how deeply embedded my leg is, that's up to my thigh. So,
Still an old set hanging on.
yeah, you see the remains of an old timber set right there. I am surprised. Wonder why this is suddenly more spacious than the rest of the attic.
Big vein.
He must have been, yeah.
That's like 10 feet, 9
Yeah,
feet.
there's some of it right there. That must have just been clearing out a lot of material. Okay, this is hard because there's a bunch of timbers hidden in the mud. I'm trying to walk. My right foot has hung up on one right now. Oh, really slow going. I have no idea. Oh man. There's little wood bits all through here. And then there's a hard crust that I'm breaking through. Like an icebreaker. Basically, an icebreaker smashing through this crust.
It's so thick.
Yeah, this is a lot thicker than the last attic. Pretty sure that is in fact the end. Whew. Wow, this is actually taking some muscle to push through. It's up to my waist now.
I'm glad you're in front this time because it's a lot easier for me now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, let's see. It's my waist. Fighting through this thick muck. It looks like there might be a raise or something. Just in my head.
It's flowing now. Oh, you're gonna break that dam right there.
Yeah, maybe that's groundfall, but there's that pocket over my head. Ooh, look at that giving away.
Yep.
Come on, camera. Calm down.
Brace yourself.
Look at that starting to slide. There it goes.
At the end?
Yeah, is the end. You still see the quartz, but must not have assayed out too well. I mean, I guess there's possibility there's something under all that, but
Let's just break out that dam.
nah, it doesn't.
Doesn't want to break?
Well, it breaks, but it doesn't have the leverage, the weight behind it that the last section did. So.
Oh, we got a good flow coming through here now.
Oh yeah, cool. You see some pick marks here. See a bit of scratching at the quartz back here, but.
Cool though, huh? Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, so far for a mine that I thought was gonna be rubbish, this has been pretty impressive. There's just one adit marked on the topo for this one, and again, 100% assumed it was caved and just nothing. So, pretty impressive seeing this off of those really low expectations. That is the adit that we just checked out. Looking around here a little more, there's some other stuff I wanted to show you. There's this old rail in front here. It's kind of hard to tell because the light's terrible. There's this old rail in front here with a rock wall. And then just over here, it's pretty interesting. You've got these old bits of metal. That is the remains of a door with the wood gone. And this is a stack, a smokestack, probably from, I would assume, a blacksmithing operation. It's kind of got the look with that hood, but who knows? It's hard to say because there's literally nothing else here for us to judge. But maybe on this flat ground I'm backing up on right now, they had something like that sitting here. Hard to say, but it was a decent sized adit. And right back there, and it looks like there might be an old trail running down the hill farther that way, which we want to check out, and then we're going to look around some more, just make sure we didn't miss anything here. That adit we just explored is right behind us, and we came across this pit here, which at first glance we thought was a mud-filled shaft. We just poked it with a stick and it doesn't really go. So there's another one in there where the miners obviously chipped away. So suspect there might have been some surface quartz here that they, yeah, you can see, actually see the vein right there. Hopefully the light's good enough to see, but there's a surface outcropping of quartz right there. So the miners obviously investigated it, ran it down a bit, and it must not have been good enough to maintain their interest. But they obviously had their eyes open and we're looking around, so very curious what else might be around here. There are those metally bits again, and like I said, we're going to start following the remains of this trail down here. Some great trees down here. Wind's picking up, I'm sure you can hear. An old shotgun shell on the trail right there. There's the creek. Running down. Good view of the wood. Woods are pretty open here actually, which is nice. I don't see any miney stuff though.